Hello?
Beyond!
Beyond.
Beyond!
What's up, Jacob Robinson? How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Greg?
I'm good. Colin?
Here's to you, Jacob Robinson.
No,
we're on the same page.
yeah.
Okay,
I thought I was already doing that, wasn't I? Or was that just in my head?
I think it was just in your head because it was in my head, too.
No way. Really?
Maybe.
I have to edit this video. I'm going to rewind it.
Maybe.
I will be incredibly creeped out if I didn't sing that when I was getting ready to call him.
You have no inner monologue.
Hey, Jacob, how are you? You're having fun. Good. You're on the show. Great. You made it. Were you worried you weren't going to make it?
I was, because it's like on the East Coast, so it's like 3:35 over here or something. So.
Where are you at right now, Jacob?
Right now, I am at my home in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Home of the Colts.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And the Pacers.
You're close to Chicago, so you could go to a Portillo's. There's even a Portillo's in Indiana. You should go.
We don't, but
No, I'm telling you, there's one in Indiana.
I promise you.
I promise you, I know. Jacob, you get to be the final question on Podcast Beyond 350, so feel honored and lay it on us.
All right, so my question is, what is your most underappreciated game from the PlayStation 3 generation? And what I mean by underappreciated is maybe not a game that scored well with reviewers that didn't do too well, but you still played it and you still loved it. So what is each of yours underappreciated game?
I'm going to deviate, because you said it, and then before you gave the reviews, I'm not familiar with the reviews on this, but my answer is Calling All Cars. Criminally underplayed. That was a great game for local multiplayer, because I remember that was the first, when I was working here at IGN, I didn't own a PS3 yet, because they were way too expensive. And so that was the first one that I would bring home with me, and me and Micah and I would sit there and play it with our other roommates, and just sit there and play nonstop. And then when online finally went, we'd go and play online too and stuff. And it was simple, yeah, but it was fun, it was colorful, it was funny. And the problem was, not maybe necessarily a problem, but the story there and why I think it's criminally underplayed is the fact that PlayStation 3 just did not have the install base. And so by the time it came around, there were so many other games to play, I think it was overlooked by a lot of people. And now the servers are offline, so it's only a multiplayer thing if you ever want to do it. Local multiplayer. Yeah.
I don't know, a few games come to mind, but I think Shatter is probably the biggest example of a game that I think is super special and really, really, really fun, and probably one of the best soundtracks in any game ever. And it's just a brick-breaking game that really puts that whole genre, that subgenre, that Arkanoid breakout kind of thing on its head. And I think that game's extraordinary, and I wish which is the developer of the game, would make a sequel. They said that they kind of insinuated they would, and then they just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Shatter. I still think that's arguably the best PlayStation Network game. Up there with, of all time, up there with Resogun, up there with Stardust. So yeah, that's my choice.
Great. Jacob Robinson, what's yours?
I'm going to say, and it didn't score poorly, but it scored okay. I'm just going to say PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Oh, yeah.
Double platinum at Vita and PS3. Loved it. Big Daddy, all the way.
Yeah, Big Daddy was really good. I agree.
He was no sweet tooth.
I do agree that game is underrated. I think there's a lot. I give it an 8. I think that game was great.
So do you blame yourself for underrating it?
No, it also sold over 1 million copies. I just don't. I think their expectations were higher for it. I think we'll see that series again. I just don't think you're going to see it anytime soon. And I think it was just compared too often to Smash Brothers. I think it really hurt it.
Which is an amazing game.
Smash Brothers is an amazing game, but I also think that they're different.
Yeah.
I think they're more different than a lot of people gave them credit for. It's like saying Mega Man and Castlevania are the same because they're both side scrollers.
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're not the same game at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good choice, and I really enjoyed that game very much.
All right. Well, Jacob, thank you so much for caring about us and being a fan.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Beyond.
Beyond.